morning guys, from Tirana, Albania. Pretty tired. It's like 6:45 in the morning. I've got the sunglasses on to hide the super tired eyes. And we're going to try to go to Montenegro today. Podgorica, the capital of Montenegro. Don't know how we're going to get there, hopefully by bus, but we're trying to find a taxi now. Taxi system in Tirana seems to be so 2010. No Uber, no Bolt, just some local apps, and these apps are like booking, I don't know, you have to fill in like a form on a website to try and, that's their application. No geolocation of the driver, no registration plates. So we'll see if you can find him now. So it should be one of these two, I think, here. Taxi, hopefully. If not, then I don't have a clue how we get into the bus station. And therefore, to Montenegro. Autostacja, autobus, stacja. Autobus. So the taxi now going to the bus station, hopefully, and hopefully we'll find a bus there. We'll see, who knows. On the bus station here. Costs about £15 to get to Podgorica, Montenegro from here. Not too bad, considering it's an international border. And stuff like this bus you can pay in euros. It's actually cheaper to pay in euros for this bus than in local lek. Why? Because the company is a Montenegrin company based in Kotor. And they want euros because that's the kind of de facto currency of Montenegro. Birra Tirana. Found our bus in the end. It's worked out okay. This bus here. Takes about 4 hours to get to Podgorica. But that's with the border too, so I don't know how long we're going to be on the border. Probably not too long. I don't think it's a very strict border, but we'll find out. Pure tunes on this bus. mountain start is Montenegro. Even here, I think this is also Montenegro, or maybe the mountain behind, and this is still Albania. Banging tunes the whole road. The driver's on his second pack of fags already. Well, he's been going 2 hours. See the border here.
Passport, please. Passport important.
Merhaba.
Merhaba. From Izmir.
Yeah, Izmir.
What's your name?
My name is Emrah.
Emrah.
Yes.
How long are you going to be in Montenegro, Albania? How long is your trip?
1 month.
1 month?
Yeah.
Oh, very long.
Yeah, 1 month.
Oh, in Montenegro?
Yeah, Montenegro 1 month. Albania 1 day.
Oh, 1 day in Albania. Oh, okay. What are you doing in Montenegro?
Only holidays.
Oh, holidays.
Yeah.
1 month holiday.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes.
Çok güzel.
Çok güzel.
Very, very good. Yeah. So guys, finally got to Podgorica, Montenegro, my 49th country. Only here for 1 day before flying back to England tomorrow for a week, and then on to Ukraine again, hopefully. So yeah, trying to find the hotel now we booked. First impressions of Montenegro, a lot more chilled out than Albania. Nice to start with, could potentially get a bit boring here maybe, but after the chaos of Albania it is quite nice. Albania is a bit more crazy, in a good way I'd say, in a fun way, unpredictable with Albania. Some unbelievable overtaking today on the road here. We had about 4 or 5 close calls, and I tried to film them. I had the camera in my hand, but so slow every time I was filming. There were no near misses, near hits, near misses, no near hits. And then when I was kind of just chilling out, it had loads. Oh yeah, nerves are a bit shattered, but yeah, here now in Podgorica. Gonna drop the bags off. It's midday here. And then yeah, charge the camera and get out again in the evening hopefully for golden hour. Film a bit of the city, which is probably one of Europe's smallest capital cities. I don't know the population, but it seems tiny. So, fantastic welcome back to the Slavic world after the Albanian world. So beer and a beautiful mixed grill. Yeah, they're good bit of meat, good bit of beer. And the first thing I've noticed about Montenegro compared to Albania is that Montenegro seems to be a lot more European feeling. Feels a lot more familiar, I'd say. The buildings, almost a kind of Ukrainian vibe. Like the beer, the meat, the grilled meat, the Yugoslavian style blocks, which is similar to the Soviet style blocks, and a lot more kind of chilled out than the kind of hecticness of Albania, especially Tirana. It's a lot more hectic, a lot more like just kind of people everywhere, cars everywhere beeping. A bit more of an exotic vibe, I'd say, in Albania. And also the language here is much easier for me to understand. So Albanian is a very unique language, a very hard language I think to understand, because you don't have anything to base it on. Montenegrin or Montenegrin, I don't know exactly how it's pronounced in English. I know in their language it's Tirana. It's basically the same as Serbian, which is very, very similar to Croatian and Bosnian, and it's all Slavic, Southern Slavic language. So it's all pretty familiar. It's like 90% of the words are quite familiar, quite obvious what they mean. One interesting thing here is the country seems to be split in between the Latin alphabet and the Cyrillic alphabet. So this is an example here. Got this advert here. That's in the Cyrillic alphabet, and this over here is in the Latin alphabet. And to read, this is much easier. Well, not much easier, but this is easy for me to read than this, for example. So I can read this quite easily. Temeljna za Podgoricu. It's just, for me, Slavic languages are a lot more familiar when they're in the Cyrillic alphabet, like Ukrainian, like Russian. How I'm used to seeing Slavic languages written, and it's easy for me to read when they're in this alphabet as opposed to the Latin alphabet. I say this must be the smallest capital city I've ever been to. Probably the smallest country I've ever been to. So I know you could fit Montenegro, at least the population of Montenegro, into Yorkshire almost 10 times. And that's just into Yorkshire. Into the whole UK, like, what would it be, 100 times. This is the absolute centre, it seems, of the capital, and it's literally like a village. It's very, very clean water here for a city river. Don't think I've ever seen a river so clean in my life. Definitely not in a capital city. Well, the water's immaculate. Quite fancy swimming there actually, but the tide's quite strong. Not the tide, the current's quite strong, and I think if you get into this bit, you've got no chance to swim back out again. It's a very fast current. Maybe down here you can go paddling somewhere. Interesting how this cliff, obviously a piece of nature, is being held up by a few Yugoslavian slabs of concrete. Like man and nature working in harmony. A statue here to Joseph Tito, former president of Yugoslavia. Oh, they've got the skiing advert up already. Očekujemo vas. We are waiting for you. Taxi behind me there's called Bum Taxi. What a name. Some hideous yet quite charming building. Definitely Yugoslavian. Yeah, it's a pretty small city, and I wouldn't say it's so beautiful in terms of its architecture, but I do like the way nature kind of seems to just absorb the whole city. I've been to some beautiful squares in Europe, but I think this one is probably the least inspiring square I've ever been to. So this side's just some Yugoslavian communist block. These are also commie blocks. This is a bit of an older building maybe. A pretty uninspiring box. And some more Yugoslavian blocks. It's a very brutalist square, I'd say. I'd say what Podgorica lacks in architectural beauty is made up for by the beauty of the nature which is around it.